Let's get it, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Three Bells podcast with my guys, Shit It Ain't Old Mac, and my guy, Mundo. Guys, what an episode we had on us tonight. Wow. If they gave us any clearance on what Judgment Day is going to be like this Sunday, well, they brung it tonight. I'll tell you that one for sure. For sure, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, loved it, and everything. You know, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with the end after what we just saw with the with Trick coming into the ring and the crowd loving him as always and setting it all up for the meeting that he had with Ilya. What were your guys' thoughts when he got into it with Ilya tonight? Shane, I'm gonna start with you and then Des.
First and foremost, let me say this. What's good, everybody? What's going on? It's your homie Shane O'Mac coming to you live from Brooklyn, and at the table, the NXT table, there's our bells for tonight. It is good to sit next to my homie's Destaker, aka Mr. AKA, and Too Cool for School, Triple J. So we're jumping straight to Trick versus Drag and the mind games, huh? He was warned that
Yes,
this was going
sir.
to happen, and it happened. Drag was nothing but drilling in his head, putting all of these thoughts and these ideas and words in Trick's head. And yes, Trick was standing there and was acting like a bulletproof shield with the words bouncing off of him. But to me, it still seemed like Trick was in this it's all about me mode. I don't know, like I didn't get, you know, this whole, Trick with my boy Mello. I'm Trick. The people's going to say, whoop that Trick. It's all about me. It's my show. I'm going to get all the titles. I'm going to get all the wins. It's all about me. And we're going to talk about this more, which is going to even prove more why Trick is like just in this by himself. It's all about me mode. That's what I got tonight. I got that tonight, just like we got the same message the other night and the night before. It's more all about myself. It's all more about Trick. That's what I got. Des.
Yeah, I got pretty much the same exact thing. But like Shane did, I just want to say what's going on, everybody. It's your boy Mundo, aka Mr. AKA. Great to be here with you guys as always, Shane O'Mac and Triple J. We had a great episode of NXT, but yeah, going into the main event per se, I'm no different than how I felt last week, or any time before that. Again, there was nothing negative that Mello did or said. He's been a friend the whole time. And for once, Jade, for once you can see for yourself that Dragunov is playing a hell of a lot of mind games. I mean, the whole hug at the end was like, what was that about? And then he smiled and laughed, at the fact that he did that. It's just messing with Trick's head so much. And like you said, Shane, it was like, okay, Trick is literally stuck in the middle. He got the two, what is it, the wolf dogs on the outside, and then you got Dragunov in the ring with you, and he's in the middle, and he's like, you know what, F that, and then turns and his whole attention is with this NXT Championship situation. And to me, if he doesn't get his mind right, he can get beat down pretty badly by Braun Breaker and Corbin, to the point where it'll be a stretch for him to make it to the main event and even think about winning the NXT Championship. So again, more of selfish Trick, thinking about him, thinking about his opportunity, not thinking about his friend, taking his friend's words, I guess, with a grain of salt, like not really 100% trusting him, putting more of his trust into his opponent, which is odd. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, that was my take on that. Jay. Oh, and Jay, we got a voice note. I don't even know who it's from, but it just popped up out of nowhere.
Let me see. Yeah, I don't know how to Miss Cheesecake.
Hey, it's your Miss Cheesecake coming to Clap and Tap and showing love. Everybody in the chat, make sure y'all follow and share the Three Bells podcast. What's going on, Triple J, Mundo, and Shane? Shout out to y'all, shout out to
Okay, cool. That was a great shout out. Whenever she comes back, I'll send it back out to her. It's much appreciated. You feel me? And guys, that was an awesome match. I mean, not an awesome match. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. I agree with what you're saying, what both of you guys are saying on this. But my whole thing about it is, it's just like it's hard for me to still trust, either guy now, because we've seen how Trick put his arm down for the shake, but then Ilya came out with the hug, you know. And I feel with the Wild Dogs doing what they did, it just gives me an idea, like to what you were saying, Des. Like, can the Wolf Dogs put a beating on them so bad that this match now gets pushed to Stand and Deliver? You really think that could happen, Des?
No, I don't think that the match will get pushed back to Stand and Deliver. I think whatever happens will happen on Sunday. Whether Trick is 100%, 85%, 75, 55%, it will it will happen on Sunday for sure. Um, Only because of what I predicted a few weeks ago as far as Trick and Mello getting called up to the main roster after WrestleMania. So that's the only reason why I'm gonna stick to what I said. So my answer would be no. Jay.
After hearing what Des said before the last time, not just now, but a second ago, what came across my mind? Trick losing both matches. Trick is so into his emotions, he is going through something. He's going to wind up losing both matches. And number two, Breaker is like, he is on such an amazing hot streak right now after the Royal Rumble. Like, he is like literally like over the weekend, like his stock had went double. Like, he is like really the freaking man right now. And I see him using that momentum to win the gold for him and Wolf Dogs. I totally see them winning, and I see Trick losing and blaming a lot of people, especially Mello.
Shane, I actually have a question for you. In that terms, do you think if Brock Lesnar wasn't named in that lawsuit last week and he was in the Royal Rumble as he was supposed to be, which would have meant that Braun wasn't going to be in it, he took Brock's spot and he did everything that Brock was supposed to do. So do you think that Braun would still would be as hot as he is right now had he not been in the Royal Rumble? And would you still think that they will go on and win on Sunday and possibly win the tag titles?
That is a very good question, Des, because you know what? Not too long ago, I saw that posting that you spoke about because we spoke about this. You actually mentioned it that somebody had said, um, how Breaker was scheduled to basically fill in for Brock, and how Brock had these scenarios that he was supposed to be in, and now they're thinking about having Breaker do it, including having a match with the Judgment Day, because Dom was supposed to eliminate Brock Lesnar. Can you believe that? So, so if he wasn't in the Rumble, would he be in this position here today? Basically, I would say probably not as high because it was the Royal Rumble that amped him up. He had a reason to be amped up. So if he didn't get amped up, I don't think we would get this level of Breaker. A little less, still good level, but less because he has this amped up right now. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yep.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, man. What I would think is, I think either way, we all thought that with the situation going on with this guy with Brock or whatnot, that hey, who will have the right chance to come in and do what it do, So it was a good choice, and I just hope that momentum goes for whoever it is that's going to be next. Oh, and that takes us literally to like the beginning of the show, and it opened. The segments opened pretty much with guys coming into the arena. They played the Trick Mellow segment leading up to their fight tonight, which was which was the first match of the night. Which you know, I noticed the crowd reaction to both Trick and Mellow as they both came out. They cheered one and booed the other, and I found that to be a way where it's different. You know, it feels like you're trying to turn the guy heel, which I've been kind of seeing already as far as with Mello and with Trick. Trick is enjoying the moment that he's in. He's basking in the moment, because he's literally right there. He's up there, on top of the world. So kudos to them for their match. They, both teams went in. LWO put up a hell of a match, and I can say these guys got hops. You know, these LWO cats, they were up there. And the fact of the matter is, Trick and Mello, they worked all right together. But you could kind of sense the end is nearing between the two. It's just a matter of how it ends between them. You know, what were your guys' thoughts on how the opening went and the match itself? Des, you first, and then Shane.
Um, excuse me. Yeah, so this is what Trick Mello versus LWO. Um, First off, again, that intro is hilarious to me. I don't know if they're trying to turn Mello heel. I think it's just the fact that they want to hear Trick's song, so it just the song playing, and then it gets switched over to Mello's song, kind of kills the vibe. Just listen to listen to Booker T. He's just like, oh, come on, and then the song comes back and it's like, yeah, but he never got a chance to do what he normally does. So I think it's more of a rib on the fans, if anything, because I didn't hear any boos. I just heard the groans of people just like, oh, I was vibing to that. So again, that's still top 5 funny to me. The match, again, I'll say it again for the third time straight. I said it last Tuesday. Maybe I said it the Tuesday before that too, but I said it Friday as well. NXT is where these other two participants in LWO shine the best. Compared to the last match that they had on SmackDown, which was 2 weeks ago, I mean, they look like two different people. I mean, they were really, really competitive tonight. They gave it to Trick and Mello. I mean, man, oh man, I was very impressed again by these two, and I believe that the greatest thing for them is to be on NXT so they can shine. Uh, and then, well, I don't want to. I mean, it's the same segment, but I don't want to go into how it ended because we can break that up. But the match overall, I was very impressed with it. It was a great match to me. Um, Mello and Trick got it together at the end to close things out, but kudos mainly to LWO.
Yeah, feed it back to what feed it back to what Des said. I agree. It was an awesome match. Shout outs to LWO. These guys are absolutely amazing. They will put on a show. You hear me? A show worth every penny. And I was surprised how well Trick and Mello had actually like worked together. There was a couple of little mishaps that I think I saw in Mello. I don't know if it was just because he was just so excited or just like missed a step here and there, but he gained his momentum, and all in all, had a good match. And I mean, think about it. If you were Mello, and you coming out with your tag team partner, everybody's singing his song, and then when they switch to your song, everybody's like, and then they switch back to your partner's song, and then they all amped up again. I mean, I would be in my feelings a little bit also, don't you think?
Shane, that was funny, but that's exactly how it went. And it's like I would be in my feelings too. Like, well, then f y'all too, then. Like, but
Mhm.
just out of the fact that it's disrespectful. I'm right here. Like, come on now.
That's so true, so true. Like Shane hit, you hitting points on it. I definitely agree with everything. I'm gonna go and play these voice notes while, we gather things up for the next segment.
To me, sirs. Test, test, test. Am I in the right? Leave that cat alone. Now back to you, guys, fellas. Dear sirs, how are you guys? Oh my gosh. Got a catastrophe going over here at my neighbor's. Sassy, no. You gotta get up and get the bag. You don't understand Sassy. That. Just get it. Open it, Sassy. You gotta get up. Don't tell her to open it. She ain't gonna listen. Rewind. Test, test, test. Am I in the right room? Let's see. The Three Bells Podcast. NXT recap. Hashtag WWE. Hashtag NXT. Hashtag Vengeance Day. Hashtag Stereo. Hashtag Three Bells Podcast.
Spotlight, you're in the right spot, girl. You good, you good. We appreciate you being here. We already know you're a friend of Dreamies and everything. Everything's all appreciated. And Sugar Shane, give her bells.
I need to. I totally need to. Hey, Spot, if you're listening, that's for you, baby girl. That's for you. Thank you so much for leaving the messages and joining us today. Thank you.
Right, and just to spotlight, thank you. I got your message. Um, it was a good laugh. So thank you for that. And I already sent you a message back. So yeah, thanks again for the shout out and the love.
Yes, yes. Much love is always appreciated all around the table. And after that match happened, I noticed that they was talking with Ridge in the back with Ava. I couldn't quite comprehend what they were saying since.
Stop.
Uh, talk
Bring
to
it
me. I
back.
don't know
Bring
what
it back.
I
Bring it
couldn't
back.
hear
Bring it
what
back.
happened. Talk
After
to
the
me.
match, after the match, we were still, like I said, we were still in the same segment, and
Oh,
Oba came out and attacked LWO. You didn't see that
oh,
part?
this damn segment cut it off. And when I went to the next page, it started off with Rich Holland talking. So I didn't catch that.
Oh yeah, he came out and he beat the hell out of LWO, and then Dragon Lee came out to try to save them, but then shit, he got beat up too. He just beat the hell out of all three of them and left them all laid out in the middle of the ring, and then raised his belt like, yeah, I'm that man, I'm that guy, and yeah,
He's a big, he's a brolic dude if you look at it. So he's
bruh,
big.
bruh, I kid you not, Dragon Lee jumped off the top rope to try to like hit him, and this dude
Right.
smacked him mid-air and just he fell on the floor. He swatted him like they said on the commentary. He swatted him like a fly, and he just fell to the floor. Like, bro, that was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh shit! Wow. Yeah,
Yeah, that
forget Rich.
move. Yeah, that Femi. Let me tell you something right now. He definitely sold me in terms of who's going to win that match between him and Dragon on Sunday. He was like, "This is just a sample of what I can do to you. I just squashed your two boys, and you think when I here you was going to save them? No, 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 no. Here you go. Let me give you a piece of a piece of bread, a piece of Sunday bread, so that you can have a taste of what's going to happen to you because you're not going to win this title. And I just proved to you in front of everybody what's going to happen. That's what I saw tonight. Oh, and Des, did you see during the match when both guys from LWO went on each corner while they had Mello tied to the other corner and how they did that big Shane McMahon kick from one corner to the next? That was awesome.
Bruh, I'm so mad that I forgot to mention that the coast to coast. That was crazy. The double coast to coast. That's that. No lie. At that point, I was like, wait, hold on. Are they gonna actually win this match? Like, what the heck? Because they were beating the hell out of Mello, but Trick was getting beat up too. He was outside on the floor. That was a highlight. Definitely, Shane. Definitely. Thanks for bringing that up. And Oba versus Dragon Lee, in my opinion, no contest.
So we could pretty much already put the check on that one for Oba coming this Sunday. If he's already, doing what he said, y'all guys was, with the shits.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. As many matches that they have scheduled, I think that's going to be one of the quickest matches on the card. So yeah, no contest.
Like, I'm gonna really sit back and I'm gonna time that match and see how quick that really goes because now that you're talking about it, I want to see how fast he can swat the little mosquito. You know,
I don't want to
and
see
like
him do it fast. I want him to punish him nice and slow. Like really take your time and whoop his ass. Do it
That is
slowly.
that is really
let
sadistic.
me
That is sadistic. That is very evil. Nice and
let,
slow. Slow down.
Yes, that's his character, isn't it? Like that's his character. Just by hearing his voice, you could tell that he's that dude that will punish you slowly, even though he knows that he can knock you out and end it with one swing. Why not have some fun?
let me okay. But since y'all talking about that part, let me ask you this question then. Since he's fighting a SmackDown guy, do you think there's actually a chance that he gets called up? Maybe say in the next 4 to 6 months after defending this belt for a while. Shane, I'm gonna go with you first, and then Mundo.
That's a good question. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, ask me that question next Tuesday. Ask me that question next Tuesday after I see him on the Sunday pay per view.
Right.
Then yeah, come back to me next Tuesday with that question. I'll have a more definitive answer because I'll see him fight again, and then after that, I'll let you know, in my eyes, if he is ready to hit that road to go to SmackDown.
Matter of fact, look, Shane, we'll probably talk about it Sunday night. That's something we could talk about after the pay per view. So I'll definitely remember that.
Holy snap, we are
Just
going to talk about this Sunday. So yes, Sunday. Yes, get back to me on Sunday. I'm so sorry I forgot about that. Sunday, totally.
Well, can I chime in on it though?
do your thing, guys. Do your thing.
Um, just going back to my little gripe with SmackDown from like 2 weeks ago. I don't want him to get called up to SmackDown because of the fact that they don't even have enough time to show off the people that they have there now. So I would rather him just stay on NXT, keep building and keep building and keep building, and maybe like we said, maybe once SmackDown gets to USA, that maybe they'll get that extra hour, which I think that they really really need because of how much talent they have on that show. So I would not want him to be on SmackDown. Maybe not until 2025. Honestly, give him this whole year to just build his character, build and build and build. Because I think that he can be in the running for the NXT Championship just because of the fact that how big he is and powerful he is. So, my thoughts.
So Des, you see him being like a Keith Lee having both the NXT champion as well as the North American champion. You know what? I can see that.
I mean, if they keep booking him the right way, because the last 2 weeks I've seen big dudes on the show and they get beat up by these little guys. So if they protect his character that way, yes, he can be just like that, a dominant wrestler.
Very, very good points. Because I'm only seeing it from the vantage point of if they keep on throwing like SmackDown guys at him, then this is an early test to see how he does. I don't think it'll be a quick call up, but I could see 6 to 8 months down the line if he's still competing the way he is. You know, like Shane said, we'll think about that talk on Sunday based on what he does. And I would like to see him get some more title defenses. Defend the belt, and possibly win the main belt. But he just to me seems like one of those wrestlers that you could give him the middle belt and probably still be good enough for the main roster. A la Solo Sikoa, because Solo was like one of those guys. He got the belt and instantly he got called up and had to drop the belt. So it's like I could see it for guys like for Obafemi where he's at that point they'd be like, yo, he got nothing else to do. He's beating up the SmackDown roster on our show. We might as well just put him on the show and little by little, get his feet wet, come back to NXT for the next week, fight somebody for a minute, just to keep on, with what he does. We all have good points. I ain't gonna lie, because even 2025, he could probably still come out like in the Rumble next year, maybe. A la the way Braun Breaker did, and you keep Obafemi to learn everything else along the road. Like, go ahead,
Well,
Des.
like you
Same.
said, the Solo story that makes total sense because it tied in perfectly with him joining the Bloodline and then him doing his thing. So, what would be uh, Mr. Femi's story in terms of him joining SmackDown? Like, what's his story? Like, I see him just totally dominating all of NXT, like just crashing all of these parties just because he can. That's what I see.
Because go ahead, Des. Go ahead, Des. I want to hear you.
Yeah, I would just say like you would just bring them in, like you said, Shane, but not against jobbers. I don't like it when they have these big guys going against super duper duper small guys. Like that doesn't do anything for me. Obviously, he should beat them. It should be him versus mid card guys, and eventually maybe book him to win the U.S. title. Like you just have to protect the character. You got to protect it. They can't book stupidly with this guy. Again, we've seen plenty of big black men come in and go, and Omos, not booked right. So they have to book him properly for his character to flourish and prosper. And that's just my only, that's why I'm a little scared that it might get booked the wrong way one time or two times. The next thing you know, he's the next Omos.
So that's so true, bro. Like, it's all about also like the placing of them. I think they're gonna have them as their little pet project within NXT, and just a gradual build. Because like the other guys I see for this North American title, I don't really see much out there as far as challengers. Like you look at the Chase U guys, you're like, I ain't gonna take them seriously. Or other guys on the roster right now that are that type of material. Like from what they've been having as far as with the NXT with that North American title, if you notice, it's only been on mainly cruiserweights, and you threw this on a heavyweight guy. You know, we had Dom, we had Wesley, before that Mello, Trick. You know, Trick was the last heavyweight to probably have that also as well. it seems like they're gonna try to go that route, but it's just to me more of a cruiserweight belt. I don't feel like even though Oba's a good fighter and everything, I just don't feel like that's the belt for him. So like you said, he's just got to be booked right. So I want to see this title run and see if they actually have him take this belt serious and not have him fight the Munchkins, the little elves that could, you know.
We need to have this discussion 6 months from now and see if we have the same mindset. I don't know. To me, it just seems early,
It's
but I
very
think in
premature.
6 months we might have a different and a more concrete idea as to where he will go, or actually where he will land. Because there's a lot of guys on this roster here that he can totally fight. A lot of guys in here that can totally go for that. You got Ridge, you got King, you got you got Corbin, you got Breaker. I mean, there's so many guys that's on the roster that are fucking huge. Excuse me, that can totally go for his belt, and that would be awesome matches because it'd be guys his size. Am I right,
Right.
Taz?
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
And
right.
but again, it goes back to if we have this discussion 6 months later, it's all about how they book him. Because 6 months from now, he might not even be on NXT, or he'll just be a backstage person in NXT if he's booked incorrectly, or he can be on Monday Night Raw, you know, going after the whoever the Intercontinental Champion is. It's like it's just they gotta book him the right way and protect that character. But yeah, I agree. 6 months from now, let's mark it on the calendar. 6 months from now, let's have this discussion again, and hopefully Oba is a main staple in NXT, and he's flirting back and forth on the main roster between Raw and SmackDown. I pray.
Okay,
I'll
so
see you midsummer.
see you July 30th with that one. I'll mark it in my calendar as well. I'm gonna write it in my book as we speak. Oba Femi discussion.
Oh snap!
Sorry, guys.
I'll be in the middle of the water. I'll be on a cruise. But I'll get to y'all somehow, some way from the Bahamas. I'll contact y'all. I'll be like, guys, let's have the discussion.
Like,
We'll send West
what
Coast and flares.
pass me the green light. Oh shit! Like, yo, that Rich promo. I had it muted. Was that the right thing to do? Des, I know you said
Basically,
boo. I know you said boo.
no, you know what? I didn't say boo only because Ava was in it, so I gave it a chance. But he was basically saying that he wants to face Gallus, the entire group by himself. And she was like, "No, what is wrong with you?" She said, "I'm not gonna do that." She said, "I have to protect you from yourself," because he just sounded crazy saying that he wants to take on three guys all alone. And then,
What?
huh?
No, not to say what.
Yeah. And then while that was happening, Lexis King just entered the frame, and he came to congratulate Ava on her new position, and gave, he wanted to give her some gifts, as a welcome to the GM position, which was nothing but a basket full of his stuff. But yeah, and then King and Ridge, they kind of going back and forth, and then Ava was like, you know what, the two of y'all gonna have a match tonight, and that was pretty much it. It was pretty short and sweet. A lot of the segments tonight was short and sweet. They like mini commercials basically. But yeah, that's all that happened.
Yeah, we finally get to see the evil Ava. She's the one that has the 101 Dalmatians in her office. She said, "Get your hand off my face." She said, "You want a match? Go ahead. You got a match." She was angry, angry, evil in Ava today. I liked it.
Right? She channeled her inner Stephanie McMahon on that one. I forgot that part. Where yeah, definitely. I've always been a fan, Ava. Always been a fan.
Okay, okay. I see she won your heart over. So far on the job, she's doing okay. I can dig that then from what you guys are telling me. Evil Ava. Okay, okay. So that led into the match with Ridge and Lexus King. Hmm. Hmm. Let's just go, and say that, from what I was seeing in the beginning of that match, when Ridge was in control for a second, mainly that match looked like it went on commercial and started on commercial, if I'm not mistaken. But Ridge had his moments in the match. But it's just something about like King and the way he is and his persona in the ring. You could see him getting better and better and better. And Ridge delivered with his spots. I ain't gonna be mad that he came out real aggressive. So the knees he was giving him, the there was a counter that he did when he grabbed him and tossed him, you know, and then like during the match, Gallus comes out of nowhere and just attacks old boy, and old boy's fighting him off, and by the time he gets back in the ring, he goes the super kick and the coronation by Lexus King for the W. And then after that, the onslaught happened, and Ridge basically, like you said, he asked for it and he got it. All three of them jumped him. So you put your foot out there and you got stomped. What are your guys' thoughts on that match itself and the outcome? Shane, we get started with you.
That rich guy, he's a real powerful guy. Like he's a big, strong, powerful guy. I noticed tonight. And then on the other end of the coin, you just have to say, poor Rich and his little pinky toe. This little pinky went to the hospital, and all the other little pinkies going to go to the hospital from the little chair shot that he got. So it's like, wow. And I was kind of like looking because I remember in the chat we was like talking about, he was like, we hope he's careful and not to injure King the way he's injured some of our people. Wink, wink. But yeah, for what it's worth, I enjoyed looking at the match, and I enjoyed the cheers participating in the match as well.
Um, uh, we already know my opinion on this guy. It was a good match. Nobody got hurt, so that was a good thing. I mainly actually just am more interested in the angle with Gallus and him, because it's like week after week they are hinting and saying he has nobody, to back him up in the locker room. So now that Royal Rumble came and went, I'm wondering if this is a way for them to figure out how to bring Sheamus back into the fold, and would Sheamus be that person to help him out randomly at some random week or something like that, because he didn't, like I said, he didn't appear in the Royal Rumble. So I wonder if this is a storyline that'll bring him back to TV. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say about that.
Wow, you touched on my question right there because I was feeling that too, like the onslaught and everything, and who's gonna be the guy to help him. But it looks like he's gonna need two guys to help him, and we know this guy's not messing with him already. Pete Dunne. So we gotta think back and think. Who's his boy? That probably stood there from by his side, and that is Sheamus. You know, but it's just a matter of who's the next guy that will help him. Is there somebody that we're slowly watching now? That's there every week or every other week, and it's actually going to be his partner down the line. I wonder if they're doing that to us or they're hiding just maybe both of the characters that he's going to need to fight these guys. Because I think he might have a fight for vengeance there if I'm not mistaken with Gallus or one of the Gallus boys. I'm gonna look into that before Sunday show just to make sure. I gotta look over the card and everything. I'm gonna probably bring that up on Friday night a little bit, towards the end of the show, if I could. Um, After that,
No, dude. The only way I see somebody helping Ridge is if Ridge is fighting somebody that has like some real enemies that are seeking some serious vengeance. So the only reason they would tag is like, yo, I'm not here for you, dude. I'm here to get my hands on this guy. This guy. That's the only way I can see it, at least for now.
mm, it's interesting to see. This is gonna be a story that drags for a minute with them, and I'm definitely interested to see how it goes. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like the next segment was what the Chase U, right? We got the Chase U segment saying goodbye,
Um,
or
Jay,
or
I
was
just want to say that you skipped like 2 matches.
bro?
Just,
I
You sure did,
didn't.
I
dude.
want to say it, but I'm like, I gotta say it.
Whoa, my paperwork doesn't even show it. I must have definitely overskipped something. What? Oh,
Oh, Gonyo.
oh,
Oh,
oh my Jesus, you're right. I'm so sorry. Wait a minute. Yeah, my
gold
papers are.
star for
Oh,
Dez.
whoa, good,
Hey, look,
good
that's
catch.
why we're here. We're here to assist. Me and Shane, we mainly just write down the matches on Tuesdays because of the amount of segments that they have, promos that they have. So
Dang.
I was just
I
looking like, wait, hold up. We just went to match
Oh,
number 4 from 1.
I skipped the page. The page was stuck to it. Damn, 50 Cent black and white notebooks. Holy moly! I totally skipped that page. It was Paxley and Roxanne Perez match that I didn't talk about, right?
Correct. That was the next match after the Hollins and King talk with Ava.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
so
then
I
we
literally
also
started.
had, and we also skipped over Lopez and Lola as well.
Okay. I was a page ahead. I was definitely a page ahead on that one. So it's like from what I seen with that match with Roxy and Paxley, Roxy was bringing it. Paxley's just like I don't know, a cuckoo in a cuckoo's nest right now. She doesn't, I can't take her too seriously because she's kind of scary to me. You know, she pops up like one of those things you turn around and the Joker head pops out of it from back in the days. That's what like the character she reminds me of. And it was good that Perez whooped her ass, and prior to this match coming Sunday, she got great momentum, and I think Valkyrie's in trouble. I really think so. Like what were your guys' thoughts, literally, on how that match went, and do you feel that between them, do you think Paxley messes it up Sunday, or do you feel that this is gonna be a nice clean match we get on Sunday? Des, I'm gonna go to you first since you corrected me on it, and then Shane, you take off.
Um, the match was a fast match. It was a very quick match. Um, I just damn, I forgot the name of her finishing move. Roxanne's finishing move is called what, Jay?
Her finishing move is called the Pop Rocks.
Right. I mean, I've never seen that move because we've seen it in multiple different fashions done by different people, but I've never seen that move hit with that much authority like we did tonight. I was just like, okay, that's definitely a 3 count because there's no way her getting slammed to the mat that hard. There's no way she's gonna kick out of that. So I was very impressed by her. I've been impressed with Roxanne from the first day that I seen her. So, but that was a hell of a victory for her. And I think Paxley or Tatum, whatever we want to call her, she's definitely gonna find her way into the match on Sunday. And I believe she might cost Valkyrie the match and the title just by being, too much of a, what do you call it? Too much of a pest, basically. But I did notice that um, Valkyrie did save her at the end of the match, even though she had tried to attack Roxanne. And then they, for some reason, again, have not really gone. They haven't really had a chance to, punch each other in the face because every time it happens, they just stand there and look at each other. Going back to that boring ass contract signing that we saw last week. So yeah, my thoughts are that somehow, some way, Roxanne will get the win on Sunday, and it'll lead to another storyline with Tatum and Valkyrie moving forward. Shane.
So it's to my understanding that it was Paxley, it was Pax that sucker punched Roxanne last week at that contract signing.
Yeah.
Right.
So she sucker punches her last week. She has a fair one-on-one today and lose, and then sucker punches her again. I totally see her doing it again on Sunday. I can possibly see Paxley causing Perez to lose the title, to lose the chance to get the title. I totally see that. This is not the last we're going to see of Pax, especially with the fact that what's her name, the champion, even she managed to snuff also. So now she has two people, Paxi. She has two people on her radar right now, and they're both in a title match on Sunday. Oh hell yeah, she's going to be there. Absolutely.
Smooth points. Smooth points. It's definitely gonna be a good one. And Shane, I'd like to, ring 3 bells for the listeners, Dreamy and Red Stereo Ranger. Salute to both of you. Okay, now after that match, we had a little promo, if I'm not mistaken.
Message.
Oh, we got a message. Let's, okay now. Red Ranger, let's see what you got to say, my guy.
What's going on, the Three Bells Podcast? It's your boy Quavo from In the Four Corners of Wrestling. Just stopping by to say what's up, what it do. And I am liking your takes so far on Vengeance Day and what's coming up and your predictions. I will say this. I have a feeling that Roxy P is going to lose, and Tatum Paxley is going to be the reason. She's going to be the problem. But I have a feeling she's going to get involved in some kind of way, kind of like you just said a couple seconds ago. But yeah, she's going to get involved in some kind of way, and I don't think she's going to cost Lyra the belt. I think she's going to cost Roxanne the belt and start a whole rivalry with her. And it's going to be that kind of weird rivalry where it's like you got Roxanne fighting Tatum, but Lyra's getting in the middle because she kind of has some kind of loyalty to Tatum, you know? Oh, and I gotta know, what's y'all takes on the hashtag Safe Chase You, man? What's good? Who's getting the calendar? I need to know. Who's getting the calendar? Quavo needs to know.
It will be I.
Quickly vouch for that one.
Yo, wait. So what I'm seeing is Shane, Omac, and our boy Quavo. Y'all agree with me that Tatum is gonna find her way into the match, but y'all feel that she's gonna cost Roxanne the match. Well, obviously her intentions would be to do that, but that's what I'm saying. I think it would backfire and end up costing Valkyrie the match instead, because we already know her intentions would be to help Valkyrie win, but I'm thinking that it might backfire and cost her to lose.
I think it's going to be a disqualification, and she's going to remain champion, and she's going to whoop both their asses. This Roxy chick, she's going to beat both their asses and calls for disqualification.
And just to put some backstory on this, because we didn't go over the segment that led into this match, but we saw Tatum was in the back fantasizing over a picture of her and Valkyrie, and she kept calling her and texting her and whatever, but she wasn't getting the answer. And then Valkyrie came out of nowhere, was like, I got it, I got all the messages, I got the calls, like, stop, you don't need to keep doing this, stop. And then she's like, well, I just want to make sure that you're champion. She said, what if I take Roxanne out tonight? Then you won't have an opponent on Sunday, and you'll be champion forever. So it's just a weird situation. That's why I think that she will cost her the match on Sunday and the belt.
Good take, and Red Ranger, good, ways to think about that, as well. And also with the calendar, yeah, man, we lined up. We definitely lined up for it. We ready. If it's available this Sunday, I wouldn't be too surprised if Shane's the first person to get it. He'll be messaging us in the group chat, letting us know, like, yeah, look what I got, look what I got.
Right, Shane will be like, round, round, all right, Shane, round, round.
Dude, I'll be getting the calendar and the exclusive Booker T towel.
Yo, that was a good one, Shane. That was a good one. Yo, real quick, I want to shout out my guy Coast to Ghost, my man. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? And shout out to you and Empress for a great show earlier. That battle, that R&B battle, was awesome. And let's clap it up for our champ, Triple J. Congrats on the win. Yeah, and just much love, Jay. We got two voice notes in here. Dreamy sent something, and Red Ranger sent something as well.
Hey, what's up? Dreamy here, watching the Three Bell podcast NXT recap. So I'm definitely here for it. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Triple J, Mundo, and Shane. Much love again.
I noticed she always says your name first. She always says your name first in these voice notes, man. What's going on there?
That's Shane, not me.
She said Triple J. I heard Triple J again first.
Not me.
And my name last.
Right, but then she pauses and then says our names, Shane. So yeah,
I'm the whole. It's my show. I notice normally she goes by the person who has the first on the list with the show.
No.
So if
No.
it's Jay's show, it's Jay's show. Watching round. Let me see what Red Ranger got to say in that note.
I really like the story that they got here right now with Tatum and what's her name, Lyra, because it has a very early 2000s Mickey James, Trish Stratus kind of vibe where it's like, Lyra's the champion. Tatum wants to be like the champion. They got her dressing up like the champion. They got her out there going into matches, and now Lyra's out here helping Tatum when damn well you need to let her get her ass whooped. But either way, I like it. I like it. Something about it that's captivating, and I think it's really pulling a lot out of Roxy P too, because, to be fair, she was starting to get stale. But this, I'm like, okay, get your get back, girl.
Jay, I see we have somebody that's a historian himself. I'm surprised that you didn't bring it
Yo,
up. But what's going on
I,
with you? You slacking.
bro, I can't go that far back. I didn't have cable then, bro. I couldn't watch the weekly shows like that. I only had to watch what I had to watch on the weekends. And back then we only had dial up if we had internet, so that was pointless. I couldn't. That shit wasn't working for me. So the historian can't put everything in the encyclopedia A to Z, but I get what I can get. And Green Ranger came with Red Ranger. Oh shoot, my bad. Red Ranger came with the point, and wow, I never paid attention to that. Now I'm gonna, look into Peacock and watch that to see if I see the same things he's saying and he's talking about. That's a great point. Appreciate that.
Shout out to Red Ranger, the first one to have cable on this block, in order to see that and shout it out. Shout out to you, Ranger Man.
Yo, real quick, Quavo, just shout out I think you said the four corners of wrestling or something like that. But shout that out again. Is that something that you do on here, or is that like a blog or vlog or something? Like, just expand on that real quick. Just give it a quick shout out for yourself.
Okay, cool. Like while he does that, there was a segment after that, right, with Ariana Grace, and she was talking, with Vince Sinclair, and saying she was an emotional leader in the locker room, yada yada yada. The whole time Fallon was behind her, and and Grace was like, "Oh, I smell something back there," you know, and I see Fallon talking to her, and she's telling her like, "Look, I'm gonna go get you a match. I'm gonna go see Ava right now," in like Toodles type ways. So you know, that was a little quick segment we got that led into Shane O'Mac's fight of the night, the wow match of the night. We had some Bison Lopez. Woo.
Yo,
what, what do we have here? Wow.
Oh, it's my birthday.
yo. I'm not even gonna say what I wrote to y'all the other day in the chat, but y'all know what I said. You two.
You know what it is us older guys are just like seeing those type of fighters, they got it. They're females that are real pretty ass women, and you're like, wow, they could actually pull the moves that they do off in the ring.
Right.
Much kudos to Lola for having that UFC background and able to get that like a sleeper. I don't know what type of sleeper move she was doing to her in the air, where her legs were wrapped around her head and she was pulling her arm. That move was sick because Lopez countered it with like a power bomb.
Yeah.
But but Vice still tried to get a grip on it. Like I like the name because Vice grip. She's always gonna get that move. She's gonna get She grapples really good. And I like everything that Electra brung today. But Electra, that's it. Don't fight this chick no more. Lola is clearly levels above you. You know, that's what I see. Lola is nice. She'll bring it. You know, Definitely she'll be a major player in the years to come. And since Shane, this was the round match of the night. Before we hear the voicemails, I like your insight on the match and the outcome. And the same to you, Des.
See, CJ, what you started? Vice grip? I bet she does. Shout out to Lopez and Vice. I love it when you got two beautiful women that can show their strength in the ring. Because it's like, of course, when they first go in the ring, you're reminded of how awesome they look and you like them. And then when they get in the ring, they do not play. We're not here for the plan. They both whooped ass, but at the end, Lola won. So I say congratulations to them, and I'm looking forward to see how they play Lopez because she was part of the whole thing with Santos. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with her moving forward. But yeah, I always love to see them two together. Wow.
Yo, I got some dark humor. Y'all giving off Vince McMahon vibes with Stacy Cleaver dancing on the table like, yeah, hell yeah, I like that.
Come on now, you can't. You got to admit, you would have the same reaction, and you have to keep your hands to yourself. How hard would that be, man?
Shane, he's like another 10 years away from that, bro. He's still got no chest on his hair, no hair on his chest right now. You know, like come on.
Yo,
He's
oh,
still
shots fired. Shots fired.
Oh no!
Oh shit.
there's there's levels to grown man shit.
Yo, yo, you fucking stupid, man. But nah, nah, definitely not. I mean, they are the two baddest looking women on that NXT roster, but yet they can throw down like seriously like some shit, and it's crazy. Lola, you really would think that she was just a pretty girl, but like that roundhouse kick that she ended the match with was fucking lethal, man. I can see her becoming a major player. You know, she got that contract for a reason, and I can see her by mid-summer, maybe. I mean, yeah, I can see her sometime this year becoming an NXT Women's Champion. And like Shane said, I'm very interested with Lopez, how they're gonna maneuver her in and out of SmackDown with Del Fantasma. I can't remember these goddamn guys' name. What is it?
Legado del Fantasma.
Too many
Just
titles.
say,
It's too
just
much.
you know, just go with the beginning of the song when Santos comes out. Just say Legado. That's it. Don't even say the rest because they'll never acknowledge the rest of like the wording on the group. Legado. You know, like
Okay,
when
okay,
Santos was NXT, the crowd just chanted Legado. They didn't even chant
okay.
Santos.
So I'll just say this with Lopez, with Santos and friends. I'm interested in that, and yeah, yeah. That's all I got to say about that.
Oh man, what a
I would have
wild
said,
insight.
Santos and Familia. We already have friends. Why get friends? Santos and Familia.
La
Wepa.
Familia,
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 la
familia.
familia.
Yo,
There
oh
you
Lord have
go.
mercy.
Me llamo Santos y le me Familia.
Familia. Why do you keep saying familia? Yo, but let's get to the voice notes though, because y'all are crazy, man. I don't know what's going on.
Spotlight.
So, you think Valkyria is gonna use the flying move, or I missed something here? You know what though? I'm here for it. I kind of like their outfits though. I don't go that way. I'm straight, but I do like their outfits. I'm not saying they'd fit me. I'd probably suck them right up. No, if I put them on. They're not okay for that. Anyways, their moves are like, I mean, you know, they're good. They're good. I'll give them that. I'm enjoying this conversation, and I will keep listening and check the next one. Red Stereo Ranger in the building. All right, have a good night. Saying it backwards. Shane O'Mac, Mundo 24, Triple K, ding ding ding. The Three Bells Podcast, NXT Recap. Red Stereo, Coast to Coast, have a good day. All right, I'm out, y'all. I mean, well, I'm coasting. Moving around, checking things out before I fall asleep.
Oh, she said it backwards, huh? Okay.
Ah, shit, Shane. Oh god. Oh god. Yo, Spotlight, you wild. But yo,
I'm being
you def.
good, boring, staying right here, minding my business.
But nah, no. What she said was, she likes the girls' moves. She likes the outfits. It shows that she's watching it. She knows what she's talking about. So, you know, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with them ladies and everything, and hope they bring it this Sunday. And I'm gonna check these other messages while we get ready.
All right, it's your boy Quavo again, from In the Four Corners of Wrestling on YouTube. We're not big on stereo because we're heavily on YouTube, but besides the point. I got a question for all three of y'all. I need to know. How do y'all feel about this Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez rivalry or feud? Do you think it'll be worthwhile to see these ladies fighting? And what do you think is something that would be, I guess, worth putting up for grabs to end the rivalry? Like, usually there's a belt, but I don't see Lola Vice having a belt anytime soon, and neither do I see that on Elektra Lopez. So what do you think should be the collateral? Like, what's the ante? What's in the pot?
Mm.
Hey, so I haven't really heard Spotlight Great like that on stereo, but that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Okay, yeah, but yeah, hey, Spotlight, good having you in here. I didn't know you would like that, bruh. And you know you're wrestling like that. All right, okay, I see, homie. All right. Anyways, Three Bells podcast. Y'all do your thing. I think you guys have a great mix here, and I like listening to it. Y'all got something here. I box with it. I box with it.
We definitely appreciate you, my guy. You know, all the love. And we could definitely be checking you out as well. Definitely could remember that. The Four Corners. You know, everybody make sure y'all check that out. The Four Corners on YouTube. You know? And yeah, like but what you said about with Lola and Electra, I could see a stipulation where, you know, she's forced to defend her breakout contract that she got. You know, I could see that being the one that ends the beef between the two. You know, because if I was to have booked, book them now, that would be my way. But if they was to like ever feud in the summer, then I would have said like this. If this was summertime, I would have said, yo, this was a bash at the beach type match. You feel me? That would have been sick. You know, so you know, guys, what are your thoughts to his question, Shane?
You know me, I'm all for it. I'm all for a no disqualification match. Anything happens. Y'all can use chairs, tables, you could use lampposts, you can use humans. Do whatever it takes to just whoop ass. Just to whoop your ass and go for that pin. I would love to see that.
Shane said you can use humans. Shane wants a good old fashioned uh, uh, no disqualification bra and panties match that ends in a bed or some mud or something like that, right, Shane? You want to go back
I
to
did not. Ooh, careful how you say that. I did not say that.
wink, wink.
Hey, listen, to the people in the audience, the views and expressions that was just viewed is not that of Shane or Mac or Jay or Triple J here at the Three Bells table.
Yo, you would give a disclaimer to me, okay? But nah, I can see them. I can see them definitely going forward, and I agree with Jay 100% that it'll end up being for Lola's breakout contract, and yeah, that's my take on that. And shout out once again, Quavo, to your wrestling channel on YouTube. I'll definitely check it out. Maybe you know, I don't know if we're able to figure out a way to say hi to you guys. Try to do that down the line. But definitely, thanks for the question.
Cool, cool. Let's see his last question before we go on to the next segment, and then we continue rolling.
Oh, so real quick, because we seen Obafemi get the belt already. And he was the breakout champion, so he got the belt from Dragon Lee and whatnot. Who do you think Lola is gonna get the belt off of? Because I mean, the only person that would be reasonable would be whoever's NXT Women's Champion, but I don't really see her taking it from Lyra or Roxy P. If Roxy P wins, she definitely ain't taking it off her. But yeah, what's your thoughts?
Guys, any of y'all want to take the question before I answer it, or you want me to start it?
Can you play it back for me?
I don't know how to. Oh
He was
wait, okay.
basically asking if you see like Lola, like who do you see Lola like basically fighting for like the title? Like do you see like for example Lola beating Roxanne Perez for the title?
Oh yeah, I personally I'll say that I could see Lola going against Roxanne for sure for the NXT Championship at some later date down the line because they're making a big deal out of her, and and I think it just makes sense that they're going to eventually put the title on her, and I would love to see the two of them go at it after she finishes her feud with Miss Lopez and retains her contract. I can definitely see the two of them going at it. I mean.
Good question. The way I'm gonna answer that is, I really think Lola will, cash in her opportunity at Stand and Deliver because that's their like WrestleMania moment for them. I think she does it then, and she waits till like after whoever the champion after Vengeance Day is. I think she'll wait her opportunity. I don't think her opportunity is now, just because of the fact that, like Red Ranger was saying before, this has the possibility of one more match and a stipulation leading with it. So I could definitely see the cash in happening for Stand and Deliver. So like after all of that, we had a segment with Dijak and Gacy, and they was sitting down talking to each other. And guys, I tell you, this Gacy guy is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and I'm loving him, bro. He's growing on me because you see him just not like really caring. He's like, if you're gonna do what you do, I'm gonna still be there. I'm still gonna fight you. I'm not gonna go away. You know, and Dijak is like, well, I'm gonna continue beating you up. We fought last week. Why can't you go away? You know, what were your guys' thoughts on that little segment? Because to me, that basically became one of the best segments of the night because it happened more than once. So, I'll drag on into that part later. And, there's what you think about that little segment we got there from them. And then Shane, you follow right after.
Yeah, that was very telling. Again, shout out to Dijak because the way you came after him a few weeks ago, Jay, creative must have heard what you said. Did. This is it. I like this. I like where this is going. That segment was hilarious because I was wondering why he was sitting out in the hallway or whatever like that. But they played something back for him and basically told us what happened. Yeah, I think this whole story is gold. Like I said, I'm invested in it. I'm invested in it. So I want to see what the next step is. Well, obviously we finally, yeah, like you said, we'll get into that next segment later. But yeah, I want to see what the next step is after those two met in the hallway. Shane.
Yeah, it's not too much to say on that match because not that match, that segment because it was short and straight to the point. They was at the table, then they started swinging, and that's all we needed moving forward. So it was a start. It was a good start to what we would see later on throughout the night.
It's so true, and I already had, I guess, like I said earlier, I made a mistake by jumping the page earlier. So, we already talked about the Ridge and the Lexus King, fight, So after that was a Chase U segment. There was just segment, then it went to a little Trick Mellow thing that was happening in the background. And, I seen that they both were saying to each other, well, like, I'm surprised you went on this show. And then he's like, I'm surprised you went on that show. Well, you didn't tell me, and Mello was, Trick told Mello, like, look, I had your back, bro. We got this match and such. And Mello was like, yo, you letting Ilya get in your head with these mind games, bro. Like, keep on. You're gonna be too focused on one thing and not focus on the other, and it's kind of gonna backfire on you. What did you actually think? Like, I know you guys are pushing this, you know, the trick way. I mean, the mellow way. What were your thoughts on that little part when they had that discussion as far as how they're gonna approach Sunday? Do you guys feel that there's gonna be momentum Sunday, or do you guys like see failure for them coming Sunday? Shane and then Des.
Because we had spoke about the ending already, which was basically what Mello was telling Trick. He was like, dude, don't let this guy get in your head, man. You got to focus on us. And what happened? It almost as if Mello predicted what was going to happen tonight. Because that's what happened. He got into Trick's head right down to the very, very end. We saw exactly what happened at the end. So that's all I got to say about it. Mello was right. And I totally see this happening again coming on Sunday when Trick is not 100% there for both himself and Mello in terms of winning the Dusty Cup because he's so worried about getting that one damn title for himself. It's going to mess him up for the whole night. That's what I see.
Yeah, I'm not beating a dead horse. I already said what I said earlier. I'm not changing my opinion of this whole thing, and I'm not pushing for Mello. I'm just stating what's being shown to us. It is literally right there in front of you. Again, I still don't understand what you're not seeing, Jay, but it's right there. So yeah, I agree with Shane 100%, and that is all I got to say about that.
Okay, I can appreciate that. We're all not changing our minds on it, and I feel that's the way it should be amongst us three. You know, there's always gonna be agreements, there's always gonna be disagreements, and that's what we bring here to the table, guys, fellas, listeners, ladies, gentlemen. So after all of that, we got a Chase U segment where you know they were all somber in the ring, saying, it's basically the end, and saying their goodbyes and showing us a vignette and everything about how it started and how it ended and such, and like who they got and everything. Like down the line, and it JC Jane comes and she interrupts and puts smile on everybody's faces with what she said. She said she felt at a point that she had to change from being with what she was with before, and she felt that everybody was friends within the group, and she noticed how tight knit they were. So she felt that she could be, changed as well, and she decided to want to help and said, "Look, I'm presenting you the calendar women," and based off of just that part with the calendar girls that she showed off, my thoughts right there was like, "Oh snap, we just got 12 more people, well, 12 more women that they're gonna look at towards the future within women's wrestling." This was what we was talking about the other day to each other about it, and the evolution of women's wrestling. And it seems like they're just adding more and more and more to NXT, and it's gonna be stacked even 10 times as much. Something's on the horizon. You know, what were your guys' thoughts on that Chase U segment and JC Jane saving them? Shane, I'm gonna start that with you, and then Mundo.
This thought came to my mind because I was remembering the 20 women battle royal that happened a couple weeks back, and they were all NXT, yes? So then I said to myself, has there ever been something like that with just Raw women? Was there ever something like that with just SmackDown women? You had 20 gorgeous women, strong fighters, fighting at the same time from one brand. And now you're going to have a catalog, a calendar of 12 of them, possibly different calendars with 12 different superstars. Because I'm telling you right now, if there's multi calendars, I'm getting them all. I have 4 walls; they can cover my walls. But I
Yeah.
and I said in the chat that I thought the segment was a little too long. It was a little too wordy because it was all the build up just for the calendar. So I mean, I like the idea of the calendar. I love the idea of the calendar, and of course, Booker T had me crying when he was like, a towel. But yeah, other than that, I see why they had that segment because it was like a long commercial for their new product, the calendar that's coming up.
Um, yeah. See, I'm not familiar with Chase U because since I've been watching NXT, it hasn't. I guess they've been in this storyline with the whole whatever happened with gambling debt or whatever like that. So they did me some type of justice actually by showing that video because it gave me a history of them, and they actually did fight and do all this other stuff. I was like, oh, so okay, this was something cool. So I applaud them for that, for catching people like me up with what this whole Chase U situation is. Like you said, Shane, it went a little long. I think it went about 12 to 13 minutes. Kind of crazy. Excuse me, to open up your second hour. But yeah, the calendar thing is cool. That's just more money for WWE. Um, Shane, you brought up a good point. We've never seen a battle royal like that with on SmackDown or on Raw because they don't have that many women on those brands. They don't, you know. The well, at least they didn't at the time. But yeah, that was something new. But yeah, that's all I got to say about the whole Chase U situation. Oh, hold
Awesome
on.
take. Talk to me.
I also, Shane, please give 3 bells. I'm going to shout out my bestie, my Fizzle, my AKA now. Jasmine, thank you for listening in on the 3 Bells podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go play this voice note. Let's hear it.
Now, I know y'all talk about this Chase U segment, and I really like it. But I also see them kind of like trying to move us into an era where the Chase U brand is going heel. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but the whole color scheme changing. It looks like, JC Jane is hitting them with that toxic attraction kind of vibe. So they all getting like makeovers and whatnot. They going, Chase U calendar and whatnot, So I'm just saying, y'all like the new Chase U? What y'all think?
Hmm. Hmm.
Wait, so they weren't bad guys? They were good guys? I told you I don't know much about them, so they were good
They
guys?
were, yes, they were basically a group of like college groupies, and it started off with just like with Chase and with Thea. Then they got Duke. And then they had the crowd. They already had their Chase U people in the crowd, similar to like when like say back in the days like Adam Rose came with the Rosebuds and everything to the ring or whatnot. You know, you would see Chase this one with Chase U. They all stood in the stands and they had their student section. So every time Chase U came out, everybody would get the crowd would get hyped, just yelling Chase U, Chase U. So they had their own thing, and you could see the way that they was booking them. They was winning, doing their thing, and then eventually the downfall hit, and that was when you know they lost, and Thea lost. Thea was on a crazy losing streak, and she wasn't winning for shit. And when she won her first match, she was hyped as hell and everything. The momentum took her to fight for the championship, which she lost. So then she went down again, and she couldn't get back up. So JC Jane basically is where we at now, being her savior, her picker up. And I'm pretty sure that's where y'all guys probably sort from where JC Jane was picking her back up, taking her out shopping, changing her outfits. So yeah, I can see where Red Ranger's coming from on this one. The change is gonna be different, and she did mention something about toxic attraction that I noticed as well. So I wouldn't be too surprised even if Gigi, down the line decides to want to come and step into this now and have like three females within the group, with all the guys and everything. So and also they just added Osborne to the group not too long ago because one of the guys from the group that was like a pure blonde with short hair, they they ditched him. They didn't need him no more. Basically, like not the faction with WWE, didn't like what they saw from him. Basically, I guess, and they let him go. So you guys didn't see him too much at all. You know, I'm gonna keep it short and simple with that, which was probably kind of long to talk about, but it was much needed. I'm gonna play this last voice note before we go into the next segment because it seemed like there was a lot of segments tonight.
Give you the perfect analogy for Chase U in NXT. Chase U is like The Office, and Andre Chase is like Michael Scott. Like, he the manager, but we don't know how he became the manager, bro. But he still be managing to manage us. Like, that's what Chase U is now. And so now they're going heel with having JC Jane. She gonna take over, bro. She gonna be the face of Chase U very soon, bro. They already called her Miracle JC, bro. It's happening. I mean, she already makeover, what's it called, Thea Hill. And you notice now everybody else is wearing black and looking like, like they're supermodels. Like, bro, this is about to get something serious.
Hmm. Good point. Good points. Good points, bro. Like we said, let's see what they do and what they bring to the table. Because I think I'm pretty sure that I told Shane at one time when he first started watching NXT, and I asked him, "Who does Chase remind you of, like from back then?" And the person I had told him, because he didn't really know as much, and I let him know. I was like, "Look, he reminds me of the genius, Leaping Lanny Poffo, Macho Man's brother." Like he started with the graduation stuff on the top left corner of the screen, and he would talk about how smart he is and this and that. I got a feeling with Chase himself, that's gonna probably be his role, like way down the line, if and when he gets a call up to the main brand in the future. You know, like Shane, do you remember that time I told you that?
No.
Oh Jesus! I, oh man, I could have sworn I talked to you about this one time. It just might be me, but yeah, he reminds me of Leaping Lanny Poffo too much.
Yo,
Yeah.
Shane, Shane, Shane. It's another one of those situations where I'm just like, what the hell's going on?
Three bells for Spanish.
Mira, mira. Ay, ay, ay. But yo, we had like but four straight segments in a row, right? Like I seen the segment with the family.
That's why we don't
They
we don't
had,
that's why we don't write them down.
bro. I that's all I did was just write. I wrote them down because I was like, yo, they fed us too much within like 4 minutes. We had the family talk. They did their little thing and saying, "Don't be afraid of Rizzo," or whatever her name is. And then you had the Fallon promo. Before she even went to the ring, and she was kind of brushing Brooks off, and then King it winds up interrupting Chase U in the back, and he's like, "Yo," he's telling the ladies in the group like, "Hey, pretty ladies, how y'all doing?" And here comes Osborne, like, "Leave them alone. They don't like you." So I'm like, wait, I'm like, oh my god, you see Thea Hale saying, "Well, I like you." Well, yeah, I like you, but we all do. You can kind of see her crushing over him, which is hilarious. And then while all of that's happening, these guys are still fighting in the back for a second time. Dijak and Gacy, bro, guys, this was yo. They really put old school flavor into what they're doing, because this reminded me of like ruthless aggression era, but maybe a more attitude era, as to where they were fighting practically the entire episode in the backstage, and it felt like backroom brawling just all the way. And I loved how they delivered literally on everything with that. What were your guys' thoughts on round two with Dijak and Gacy? Mundo and then Shane.
Bro, was this the last time we saw them on the screen? I didn't forgot. Like, I don't
Nah,
write
this
down the
nah,
backstage stuff.
this was the second time that they was seen backstage, because it happened at least like maybe 3-4 times tonight that they were fighting backstage.
God damn. Well, again, it was great. I'm invested in it, and we'll see if we see them again popping up. Shane.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, well, god damn, where's this all leading to? God damn. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I was like, okay, what's going on here? What is the point of all of this? And yeah,
Oh my God. That all led into the segment where it was, not segment, well, match. I wouldn't even know what number match this is, but it was Fallon Henley against Ariana Grace.
Match
And,
number 5, the 5th match of the
Jesus,
night.
Jesus Christ.
20th
Wow.
promo, 5th match.
Man, wow, 25. Woo, before the end of the night. Ay caramba. Wow. Yeah, man, I didn't like what I saw from Ariana Grace. She looks very sloppy in the ring. She definitely needs more pep to her step when wrestling. Because you can see, with Fallon slowly, she's, move wise, she knows what she's doing more. And with Ariana, I don't know. It just seems like she still got diapers on, and she's just tumbling here, tumbling there, and it wasn't worth it. It was one of those matches where you was just like, please hurry up, finish, because I want to see what happens next. And thank God for Metaphor's two ladies coming out, and Lash Legend with her tall ass just coming out with her leg kicks and busting ass, and you know basically end of the match. Grace wins. What were your guys' thoughts on that match, or even if you care to talk about it? What were your thoughts, Shane and Des?
eh, eh, I mean, she looks cute.
Oh, okay.
What? That's
Uh,
it?
yeah. The only thing I
Eh,
took away.
yeah, it was a fight that wasn't worth mentioning, and the girl, she needed help by, I don't know, the pre-existing relationship between Grace and Metaphor, but I might have to sit down for like a history lesson from you, Jay, on this one.
Just not tonight. But
Oh yeah, totally, like on a Sunday or a friend day.
but the only thing I really took out of this match was Ariana. I thought she, her entrance reminded me a lot of Chelsea Green. Very prissy, very obnoxious, but then I seen that she doesn't fight that way. She has a mean streak about her. So I like the contrast between her entrance and her character, and then how she is in the ring. And that's all I have to say.
Hey Des, if there was a match between Ariana Grace and Chelsea Green, who would you go for?
You got to say the name right, Shane. You got to say it right, Shane.
If there was a match between Ariana Grace and Chelsea Green, who would you go for?
No, but I would say Ariana because, like I said, the way her character is and her entrance versus how she wrestles is night and day. Whereas with Chelsea Green, the way she is backstage, entering the ring, in the ring, it's all the same. You saw her last night on Raw. She was just dodging a lot of shit, like just getting out the way. So I would definitely put my money on Ariana for sure.
I agree with you 100%, dude.
The table agrees. Ariana 3-0. Let's hear this message from Mr. Red Ranger himself.
20th promo and 5th match, and they still had less commercials in the first hour than Monday Night Raw. Can you believe this crap? Bro, Adam Pearce. You suck, Adam Pearce.
Oh shit. You know, NXT is just one of those programs to me that just has to, they're pushing for greatness with what they got, and they gotta feed us everything because every week, this is the week we got the most promos in a long time. It's
But they
like every
cheat.
two, three, huh?
They cheat because
They
every
were
commercial of theirs is a picture in picture, so it's like as if the show never goes off. But that's
right.
still a commercial because I can't hear shit, and so I don't watch it. I hear the commercial, so my head is not paying attention to the screen, even though it's still up there. But that's a cheat code.
That reminded me of the days when like the WWE network first came along, and they would have like their show on TV, but then when they would go on commercial, they would be like, "Yo, you could go on the WWE app and see the commercial, and that'll be like your picture in picture if you go on your phone and watch it." I always thought about it, in that way when I see stuff like that. That's kind of like going into that type of way again. It feels like fuck it, show a commercial. But let's make sure we keep our brand on and keep the fans in tune from changing the TV. That's the way I see it. And Shane, do I see your mic off? You got something to say?
No, my mic was
Mm.
off. I have nothing to say.
Oh no, I might end this show like it was on or something. So, I Des got the red circle on my end and yours didn't. So I was just making sure. But you know, we had a promo with OTM after that, after all of that, and mm, I don't know. I'm not too hyped on OTM. I think Ashanti, whatever her name is, the girl, I don't know her name. I get it confused. So I think Shane probably knows who the chick is. I just
I simply know her as Miss Parker.
right, Jade Parker, something like that, right? Something Parker. But I call her Ashanti because she got the look. So and she seems like she's gonna be more of a player than the OTM group. Like I said, they remind me of just two characters from like Def Jam Vendetta or Street Fight, the fighting games and stuff. I can't take those two seriously when they got Reggie, Reggie trying to hype them up or whatnot. She seems like she's more in tune to wanting to win and win now and kick some ass. So, that was a quick segment before we got the before Metaphor's intro. And Metaphor's intro, they're coming out, and the cameras went backstage again with breaking news with Gacy and Dijak for a third time fighting each other, and now they're fighting on on the top of one of these trucks, where stage trucks, and Gacy gets tossed in the garbage dumpster. Holy moly, guys! What an ending to how that happened between the two. And then all of that, we get another segment before the Metaphor match, and that was Braun and Corbin again. And Corbin says, "Hey, Mr. Royal Rumble, how does it feel to toss out the likes of Jay Uso and such and such?" I had to watch on Peacock, you know, and then Braun was feeling good about himself and hyped about it, like, yeah, this was I did what I had to do, you know. Now we got to go win that Dusty Cup, and then you hear Corbin talking like mentioning the Wolf Dogs and stuff, and Breaker's like, "What you said?" He was like, "Oh, we could kick ass and we could do this." He's like, "No, no, no. What you said before that?" So he was like, "Wolf dogs." He was like, "I knew it was growing on you," you know. And they was also saying that they both owe it to kick Melo's ass. So and it's been a long time since Corbin has had gold. Like, what were your guys' thoughts, literally, on that segment and them being officially now the Wolf Dogs? Mundo, then Shane.
I'm reclaiming my time and giving it to Shane because I remember, guys, I had stepped away, and I guess that's something that I didn't see. So, uh, Shane.
So that happened because Corbin, he was being so salty, he was being so shady and just complaining and bitching that the words wolf dog done slipped out. I said, that's karma on your ass, Corbin. That's what you get for being a hater instead of just congratulating your tag team partner and moving forward so that you guys could stay in sync and win this cup next week. I mean, on Sunday, you want to hate, and that's what happened. Now, is the name Wolf Dogs official? I don't know because Corbin, he walked in and out, and it was kind of like he wasn't down with it, but then he was kind of down with it. So I don't know. Maybe on Sunday it would definitely be official, especially if we see the graphics. Then we will know.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy how that's gonna happen Sunday. Like when they last fought, we seen them come out with the wolf head. So I could probably see both of them now coming out with like wolf heads and probably a whole new, entrance theme for the both of them together being the group. So, that's another thing I'll be looking forward to, as if it's fully official, I want to hear the music, see how hyped up it gets, because then if it's like that, then we know they destined for, something together. I'm gonna go ahead and play this voice note from Mr. Red Ranger himself, before we get into the next thing. So here we go.
Bro, the Wolf Dogs has me cracking up, bro. I don't understand how Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin can be so entertaining. I don't get it. By themselves, horrible. Each one of them. Braun, boring, and as entertaining as a box. Like, you gotta have imagination to make Braun Breaker entertaining. Baron Corbin, just the same. Look what he did with JBL, bro. No, just no. Never again, please. But these two together, bruh, hilarious. And Braun with with the Wolf Dogs. You're like, how long have you been thinking about this? 3 weeks now. Only been tag team for 2? Bruh, comedy gold. These two, they gonna win the classic, man. They gonna win the classic. I wouldn't be surprised if they get some championship gold too, because they entertain the man.
For sure, and a couple of weeks ago, when that tournament first started, that's all we kept on saying from day one was Braun and Corbin. There's no way in hell they should lose this tournament. They was just a made up tag team and it worked. And kudos to them, going forward. And I definitely can see them with some gold. And speaking of gold, we had Mr. Noam Dar with his Heritage Cup title fight against Mr. Von Wagner with his manager's kids on ringside in the stands watching this. And I'm just like, oh my god, this better not be the boring match of the night. And to me, you know, with what I seen, Wagner lost to a guy that was little, like tiny and puny. Like, bro, you're huge. There should have been there should have been a match where you squashed him and his cronies already, like his boy, Mensa. Should have squashed him. But no, you letting this sidetrack get to you and you lost 2-zip. No I'm dog put the beats on you. And now, you giving this guy more momentum. And I'm thinking from here on out, like, bro, like Von Wagner, I don't know. I'm not liking the angle they're giving him, and he's one of those guys that might see going nowhere down the line because this just wasn't it for him. Not this type of match or whatever. Shane, and then Des, because I don't know if Des watched that match or not. So I'm gonna go with you and your take on that match because I don't really want to say too much more about it.
Yeah, it seemed to me because I was watching this fight, and I don't know, it seemed that Vaughn wasn't like really hitting him. Like it looked like he was being real careful as to how he was hitting Dar. I don't know, maybe because he had the kids in the audience, so that may be like, I don't know, alter the way he fight, or if this is his way of fighting. I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't getting the best and all from Uncle Vaughn. Like it seemed like I got Uncle Vaughn, and considering this was like a title match, and this was like what, like the last match of the night. I expected more from a guy his size. And yes, they did a little cheating here and there from the Dar side, but that still wasn't an excuse for him to at least have like one win. This dude, he won 2 of the rounds, and then there was the other round where it was a timeout, like the clock ran out, but he didn't win, not even one round. So I was disappointed because I did expect more from him. And then I just said, yeah, it's because of the kids. The kids, soften him up. So yeah, Uncle Vaughn, eh, you know, eh. I mean, the only thing that was good was, Vaughn slammed. I don't know which one of the guys. It was one of Dawes guys. He slammed the guy on the table, and the table broke. That was the only good thing that happened in that whole entire segment. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, that was a waste of like 7 to 10 minutes of my life that I'll never get back. Again, this would be like the second or third week in a row where you have a big man lose to a smaller opponent and just look really, really weak. And this is what I was saying about Oba earlier, is that I'm scared that they'll book him and something like that will happen, which will take away a lot of his momentum and everything from him. Because again, you're just like, okay, unless this smaller athlete, competitor, wrestler does some like Shawn Michaels type stuff and is in a good fight back and forth with the big man, then you're like, okay, I can see him winning. But if it's just straight up the big man just being made a fool, I don't like it. And I didn't like it at all. It was just boring. And like you said, Shane, for him not to even get a pinfall out of that, like, what the hell? Like, what was the point? And then, like you said, it was the last match of the night. So it's like, it just, again, it was just like how I felt about the contract signing last week. It's like stale type of ending, even though that wasn't the last thing we saw. But as far as the last match, it was just like blah. But for the third show straight, we had a hell of a power bomb through the table, So I'll take that. But other than that, pass.
And to add crap to the apple cake, when Uncle Vaughn went to the kids to get a high five, they didn't give it to him. So that should tell you right there, Uncle Vaughn, how bad you were.
Poor Von. Poor Uncle. Poor Unc. Oh man, the Three Bells table the panel doesn't like what they see from you. Your grade on this match was a D, a very horrible D. You know, yeah, there you go, a fail. Yes, thank you for that one. Stinker. Then after that we got one of the last segments of the night where Dijak and Ava was in the back, and Ava was screaming her lungs off at him like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And then he put his hands in her face, and she was like, "Yo, get your hands out my face!" Yo, she came real strong, and I know Dez was probably like, "Oh shit," Ava's getting her guns up. So like I really felt that one coming from her, and the fact that Dijak was like, "Look, I gotta end this. I need a no DQ match against him," and she's like, "What? A no DQ match? How can you control yourself? You can't even do that right now." And then here comes Gacy popping out the garbage can and said, "No DQ, sign me up. I'll be there," to end it all. And I felt like that was the perfect ending to how everything started off in the beginning with the two. Perfect way to let us know that y'all guys got a match now on Sunday. So thank you for the extra 10 or 15 minutes now that y'all could give us this weekend. So guys, what were your thoughts on on that final segment right there before everything? Because we already talked about everything else.
Well, let's give the Tubi Award for Best Actress of the Year to General Manager Ava, Evil Ava. And she said, "Get your fingers over, hands up my face. You want a match? Fine, you got a match." So now we have this match, this no disqualification match. I can't wait to see this match. This could be the match of the entire PLE. I can't wait. And shout out to Evil Ava.
Yeah, I agree. I think that match definitely has potential to be match of the night. Old school WWF, WWE, Mankind, and Undertaker type stuff. Shout outs to Ava. Like she said, I'm the general manager. You know, she even threatened to suspend this dude. So again, Ava, I believed in you since day one, baby. Don't disappoint, because you're not. But yeah, that's my take on it. Match of the night potential for Sunday, and can't wait.
I don't know. It seemed like she
Awesome.
was smiling while she was angry, which was why I was kind of like laughing a bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me that saw that.
She talks with her teeth. That's what it is.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Wow. And basically, that's pretty much covering everything NXT, for the whole night. Like, it was definitely a good show the whole time. We had probably a total of 26, 27 segments and 5 fights, maybe six. So, they gave us a lot, which I appreciated. The 2 hours was good. Like, was there any rumors or hot takes that you guys would want to talk about after I read the last voice note? Shane, any hot
Nothing,
takes?
nothing,
Anything in the
nothing
past
that
24?
nothing that I've seen that we didn't already know from Raw. So seems like
Any
just another
birthdays?
Tuesday.
Any birthdays? Anything? I don't know. Like the only thing I would know of is just Naomi being going to SmackDown. That's probably the only thing I heard. I didn't hear much.
Yeah, I think he's gonna save that for Friday.
Ah, that's one in the bag for my guy. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this last voice note of the night. And here we go, Mr. Red Ranger.
Who's the new general manager of NXT and got the Rock's face? Ava. Yo, she's doing great as the GM of NXT. And this match she made, yo, she gonna be awesome. She gonna be awesome.
I agree with you. Thank you very much, because you don't know what the hell I went through with the other two on this panel, just completely disagreeing with me about her becoming a GM, because they just kept pushing and pushing and pushing for her to be a wrestler. And I was like, look, I can see it. And they're like, no, 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 no. But they did give me my flowers when it was official. But I agree. I think she's gonna just continue to grow into that role and do a great job. And I don't think she'll probably live up to the Vicky Guerreros and the Stephanie McMahons of the general manager pool. So yeah, the time will tell, but she's doing a great job so far.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. You know, on that note, I'm gonna end the show at this time. And are there any final words, thoughts, anything leading up to what we got coming Friday, guys? Or you ready to close up shop? I'd like to thank everybody tonight for
I,
listening.
I think we
What
were trying
happened?
to talk, but then we both unmuted and muted our mics at the same time. But
Oh my
just
God. Go ahead, guys.
yeah,
Go ahead.
but just for Friday, I'm looking forward. It seems as if Roman Reigns will be in the building on Friday. Logan Paul will be in the building on Friday, and Bebe looks to be making her decision on Friday. So I'm looking forward to that. Definitely, Shane.
Thank you for that cool advertisement. I figured you was gonna say that. But yeah, all in all tonight, I'm really growing more into this NXT because I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't feeling this at first. But then, when the three bells was created and, it was part of, our homework to, to look at the matches so that we can talk about it. I was like, it's not bad. You got some really good fighters in here. You got beautiful women that can fight. You got some big ass meaty dudes that can somewhat fight and don't mind, taking a fall. But they have a good roster here, and I'm looking forward to the pay per view on Sunday. I'm looking to be dazzled. I'm looking to be surprised, and all in all satisfied with the NXT as a whole. Good fight, good night.
And Shane, I just want to let you know, the NXT, like I've been saying it over and over, they bring it. They bring it when they get on pay per view, and the crowd. When you see the crowd as a regular sized crowd, you'll see that their crowd is also just rabid fans. So you'll be impressed on Sunday. So definitely enjoy that.
Mhm.
NXT podcast. Everyone that joined us tonight, thank you so much. Mundo is out.
We thank everybody that's listened to the podcast tonight. Red Stereo Ranger and Mundo's bestie, BFF on the other side of things. And to everyone else that was a part of us tonight. We at Three Bells say thank you and God bless. And stay tuned for Friday's recap on SmackDown, which was the Royal Rumble Fallout, guys. I see y'all Friday and love y'all. Peace.
No heat.
Yeet yeet.